Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, the 37th Dragon Ball Legends reveals and stuff has just ended, and with it, we got a lot of new information for the game. We have 3 new summonable units, we have a new free-to-play unit, we have a new Zenkai, we have a new game mode coming into the game, we have something that's going to be added to the game to make getting equipment and like getting good slots easier. Like, a lot of stuff happening. So let's break down some of the quick info, well, quickly, and then we'll get to the units. So first things first, we're getting a brand new game mode in the game, and it's called God Challenge. And with this, you're able to make a party from a selection of 30 characters, and your goal is to beat 15 battles. That's the goal, right? And 5 battles make up 1 wave, and the same character can't be used twice within the same wave. So you really do have to be careful with the type of units that you bring into this mode, especially because they're, you know, portraying it as a high difficulty event, right? And not only that, the waves of enemies that you fight are based off of godly players, like from God rank. So again, even if you're not able to like get into God rank, you're in a sense able to simulate what it would be like fighting against their team. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting thing to experience, but of course we'll have to wait and see how that actually plays out once that event gets into Dragon Ball Legends. Afterwards, we have something I'm so happy about this concerning equipment. So equipments are actually getting a pretty decent overhaul. So for starters, when it comes down to re-rolling, you know that you're able to roll or re-roll up to 30 times, but it did it 1 by 1. Now it does it all in bulk, which means that you can select up to 30 times and it will re-roll 30 times at once, which is fantastic, while also still having the benefit of, if you get a good slot, it will stop the roll at that slot. So whether you get, like, you know, the gold slot or the red slot, whichever one that you select for it to stop on, it will still stop on that slot. But at the very least, you don't have to sit through 30 individual re-rolls anymore. It's 30 rolls all at once, which is fantastic. So that's gonna make things slightly easier for us to get like better equipment a bit more quickly and hopefully a bit more efficiently as well. And not only that, but there's gonna be a new item added to the game that guarantees us the ability to finally upgrade slot 1. Thank the Lord. You guys don't understand like how big of a deal this really is. So that means that if you like got a particular equipment and you rolled as much as you could and you just couldn't get that red slot, with this brand new item that's going to be in the game, you can finally use that item to boost the first slot. That's, oh my goodness, that's gonna give equipment so much more value than ever before. So I'm really happy about that. And then we have info on soul boosting, which is pretty much a quick update. So you guys know that when you soul boost, there are awakening cores, and you're not able to auto select those. You have to select those manually before you're able to re-auto select everything else to continue boosting your units. But finally, and this is long overdue, but you're now able to auto select all those cores alongside the awakening core. So if you get a unit and you just want to soul boost them all the way, so long as you have enough resources, you can just hit auto select and it'll select everything, and you can just awaken everything at once, which is an absolute godsend, especially for units that get a Zenkai. So that's going to be a really good addition. I think that's all the quick news out of the way. So now we get into the brand new units. So we are now in the Sagas from the Movies campaign, and we are getting 3 new summonable units. We're getting a brand new EX Super Saiyan Gohan, we're getting a new Sparking Videl, and of course, we're getting LF Super Saiyan Broly that transforms into Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, all from Broly Second Coming. We are also getting a new free-to-play unit, which is a brand new Sparking Super Saiyan Goku from that same movie, and we are also getting a new Zenkai as well, and it's the LF Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku from the 4th anniversary. He is finally getting a Zenkai. So again, lots of like units. Just this campaign is gonna go crazy. But anyway, I just want to make sure I got all the info out the way. Anyway, so I already told you guys about the new units. I did record my reaction. Check that out first, and then we'll break down what Broly can do. All right, here we go. Sucks on the movies. Like, The characters for part 1 are... Wait! Broly Second Coming? It's Broly Second Coming, which makes sense because we got the free-to-play Goten. Oh, Videl. Hey, I mean, I'll take it. Brand new Videl unit. Like, I'll take that. I don't know how long it's been since she's gotten a new Sparking unit. As long as she's clean, that's all that matters. Alright, uppercut. Go on. Send him out.
Now then, we need to talk about your behavior.
Yeah, we take that. Wait! Broly, yes sir! Yup. The Legendary Warrior Awakens. LF Broly, let's freaking go! Like, I've wanted to LF Broly from this movie for so long, and he's our first LF of Z Broly. Go on. Okay, yeah. I'm down for this. Oh! Wait, is he transforming? Oh, he's transforming! It makes sense, though. Oh! Oh, he prevents cover change! Oh! Oh, he's like Ultra UI Saiyan Goku! Oh! Okay, yeah, no, that's fire. That's fire. Finally, he has an LF. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Like, he gonna be clean. He's gonna be clean, bro. That's that fire. Let's see.
Get out of here.
Oh. Okay, she got strike cover. Cool. Hey, give him the hands. Oh, okay. Okay, Videl. Like, man, I really hope like this Videl unit is good, especially because she's Sagas from the movies. So, like, they really do need to make her like a really good unit.
We need to talk about your behavior.
Surprised they're showing the Broly before Gohan, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be clean, bro. He's gonna be clean. Yup. Legendary Super Saiyan. It's time. Okay, all the damage. Like, we got, like, he prevents cover change, which is actually really, really good. Like, pairing him up with Ultra US and Goku is gonna be annoying. Gone. Like, come on, bro. That's fire. That's so freaking cool, man. Gone. Bro, yeah. I want that. Yeah, I want that unit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, this campaign is actually looking kind of crispy, but just quickly before we get on to what Broly can do, we have just slight details on Videl. So Videl is, of course, a sparking unit. She's a green unit. She's a support type. The tags that she's on is girls. That's it. But, of course, she's also part of episode sagas from the movies. Her Z ability buffs episode sagas from the movies and tag girls. And her abilities, they didn't really go into like absolute like specific detail, but they say that she has excellent support abilities that can buff episode sagas from the movies, tag girls, and character Gohan, which makes sense because, of course, he's getting a new EX unit. And she gets a significant power up when health falls below a certain percentage. That is all the details they gave us concerning this unit. So again, take that as you will, but I'm happy that we are getting a brand new Videl unit in the game, because we don't really get her in the game that much. So it's cool knowing that she's getting a new sparking unit that's also a part of sagas from the movies. So I'm really hoping that her unit is going to be really, really good. Okay, now putting that to the side, let's break down what Broly can do. So again, we're going to skip over the synopsis so that way we can get into the specific details. So we have Super Saiyan Broly. He's a red unit. Tags are Saiyan, Super Saiyan, and Powerful Opponent. The episode is sagas from the movies. Z ability 1, plus 22% to tag Powerful Opponent, base strike attack and defense during battle. Z ability 2, plus 26% to tag Powerful Opponent, episode sagas from the movies, or tag Saiyan, base strike attack and defense during battle. Z ability 3, plus 30% to tag Powerful Opponent, episode sagas from the movies, or tag Saiyan, base strike attack and defense, and plus 15% to characters that are both tag powerful opponent and episode sockets from the movies base blast defense during battle. And Z ability 4, plus 38% to tag powerful opponent, episode sockets from the movies, or tag Saiyan, base strike attack and defense, and plus 18% to characters that are both powerful opponent and episode sockets from the movies base blast defense during battle. Okay, so they're literally screaming, look, run them on movies or run them on powerful opponent, right? But or also Saiyan. But I'm not even gonna lie, even though like this is he's absolutely gonna be a really good unit for all those tags respectively, Saiyan is what's going to scare me the most, and we're gonna get into that later on. But you guys will understand why, because again, powerful opponent is getting a buff, which is great. Sockets from the movies is always getting buffs, so it is what it is. But Saiyan, I will explain once we get to it why him boosting Saiyan and all that is going to be really scary. Anyway, strike arts. Impact, blast armor when charging forward. He just has blast armor on strike. Blast arts, impact, just regular blast arts. Special move. Deals massive explode damage, plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. The following effects occur on hit. Reduces enemy ki by 50, inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts, activates once, blast armor when charging forward. Whoa, okay, that's gonna be devastating. So just any ability that allows you to trap somebody in is always gonna be good, especially if there's like one particular unit that you know is a threat. You just gotta get them out of the way, but you can't seem to like, you know, trap them or like pin them down. Now with this ability with a special move, if you land it, you trap them in for 5 timer counts. Maybe you can tackle, get them to vanish, whatever the case may be, and then follow up with Rise and Rush afterwards. So that's gonna be fantastic, honestly. And also you cripple their ki, which is always a good thing. And then special skill. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Restores health by 10% and ki by 50, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 5 or 10 timer counts. The following effects occur on hit. Draw a special move arts card next, activates once. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, plus 10% to damage received for 15 timer counts. Comboba arts, strike arts, blast arts, special move arts, blast armor when charging forward. So, this Broly has blast armor on everything, so you want to be very careful. But with his special skill, you are able to force draw a special move. Not only force drawing it, but you get enough ki to use it as well. Obviously, you know, disregarding like certain circumstances, right? But you get enough ki to use it. You get the card so you can use it, and plus you can combo into anything. So even if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. So that's actually good. And again, blast armor. So if they try to attack you with ki blasts, well, you go straight through it, unless you have, you know, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Anyway, moving on. Main ability. Transform into Legendary Super Saiyan. Yes, this unit transforms, but we're still not at the craziness yet. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own health by 50% and ki by 50. Restores own vanishing gauge by 100%. Oh lord, okay, wow. So yeah, you transform, you get your vanish back entirely, so that's gonna be crazy. Cancels own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions. If own unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and the following effects occur. Plus 20% to damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Destroys all of your enemy's cards. Requirements, 20 timer counts must elapse. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you transform, your unique gauge is full, so that way you get like the permanent damage buff and you just completely decimate your opponent's entire hand. But getting your vanish back is always going to be a good thing, especially like if you're last man standing and the opponent has used like Rising Rush yet and you haven't transformed, you vanish out the way. If they force you to vanish, transform, they more than likely will just pop rush or something, sidestep, and then afterwards like punish accordingly, right? And that's obviously given the scenario if it's like favorable, right? But not only that, you get health back, you get ki back, you get cards. So like this is a solid main ability all around. It's very solid. Unique ability 1 applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Charges unique gauge by 20%. Okay, cool. So you start off with 20%. That's not bad. Plus 120% to damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Okay, so here we go. Reduces damage received by 70%, cannot be canceled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be canceled. Okay? The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own ki by 30. Plus 50% to damage inflicted, cannot be canceled, activates once. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 5 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -1 arts card draw speed level for 10 timer counts. Okay, sounding kind of crispy. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. Plus 15% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Wow, okay. Applies buff effects. Nullify enemies' reduced key effects for 10 timer counts. Activates once. Activation count resets after character switch. Applies the following effects to self when this character defeats an enemy. Activates once. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores health by 10% and ki by 50. Restores vanishing gauge by 100%. Oh god. Plus 20% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts. Activation count is shared before and after transforming. Okay, so a lot to break down. Starting at the top. So again, charges unique gauge by 20%, which is great. Again, because you really want to make sure that you know the unique gauge is full as quick as possible. So that way when you transform, you get benefits off of it. What else? You get the plus 120% to damage inflicted, which is going to be great. So he's going to hit hard. Reduces damage received by 70%, so he can take a hit. And you get that permanent arts card draw speed by 1 level. So he's going to be able to get cards frequently, which is good. And then, of course, when he enters the battlefield, you get a card, which is great because not only do you get a card if you have 3 or fewer, but you also get ki to go with it. And not only that, you apply the buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts. So literally, if you throw him in and excluding units that have like, you know, specific unique gauges that like just function different, right? Like for example, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Where if his unique gauge is full, it doesn't matter if you nullify cover change, he's gonna like cover change you, right? So excluding things like that, he pretty much is able to land a free hit if you throw him in. So you don't really have much to really worry about concerning him and comboing, so that's good, right? And also you downgrade your opponent's arts card draw speed. So it's kind of like a win-win all around, right? Afterwards, if you use Strike or Blast, you get damage buffs. You nullify the enemy's reduced key effects, right? So like this unit is sounding kind of immaculate right now, right? And then when you defeat an enemy, activates once. Even activating once is more than enough, right? You get cards. You restore your health and ki. You get your Vanish back, which is going to be a very big deal, and I'll explain why in a bit. Plus 20% to damage inflicted, so you get another damage buff. You increase your card draw speed again, but for 15 timer counts this time. And it's shared before and after transforming. So it doesn't matter if you're like Super Saiyan or Legendary Super Saiyan. Like if you defeat an enemy, this effect will happen only once. But the reason why him restoring his Vanishing Gauge is so important is because of the likes of, for example, Ultra Vegito Blue, right? When he defeated an enemy, he got his Vanish back. That gave that unit at the time incredible survivability. It was to the point where you just, like, even if he was last man standing, if he wiped somebody out, you literally just can't rush him like that. You have to be careful, because if he wipes somebody out, he gets all his Vanish back. So this unit has a similar ability, but it only happens once. So yeah, it's yeah, that's all I gotta say. And then unique ability 2. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack. Activates during assists, combo arts, special move arts. So he has, you know, strike cover. You can follow up with a special move. Applies the following effects to self when changing cover. Restores health by 15% and ki by 30. Activates once. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 timer counts. Activates 3 times. This unit is getting a ton of like health and ki recovery like buffs. Like this is crazy. Charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they are on the battlefield. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. Randomly draws 1 new card. Restores ki by 30. Plus 20% to damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Plus 30% to damage inflicted for 5 timer counts. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts. The following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Activates 3 times. Restores own health by 10%. Shortens ally substitution counts by 1. Reduces enemy ki by 20. Okay, so this actually sounds pretty solid. So again, lots of ki recovery, lots of damage buffs, right? Being able to nullify cover change through a multitude of ways, right? Nullifying element factor for damage sustained, which is really going to give him more survivability, which is great. He has strike cover that can follow up with special move, which is fantastic. So, like, you shorten sub counts. This unit is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not to mention that he also cripples your ki as well. Like, if somebody attacks this BROLY, he reduces their ki by 20. So, and it doesn't show a limit on there either. So it's going to be continuous, which is going to be annoying because it's reminding me of Blue Zamasu. It's reminding me of like the Red Pan, like units that cripple your ki just for like attacking them. So not going to be fun, but they, you know, this BROLY has that ability. So that's great. Okay, now we get to Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY. I expect his element, character, and episode and Z abilities to all be the same because you transform with the unit. So I don't really expect that to change. Let's see, strike, impact, blast, armor, charge forward, that's the same. Blast, impact, same. Special move should change. Let's see. Deals massive explode damage. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effect when this character attacks for 3 timer counts. Applies attribute upgrade, minus 20% to enemies sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts. Also applies the following effects to self according to the number of remaining enemy battle members. Oh. 3 battle members plus 50% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. 2 battle members plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. 1 battle member plus 20% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Blast armor and charge forward. So blast armor on special move, which is great, but of course it nullifies endurance. Wait, but this is an LF unit. Wait, does he not have an ultimate attack? We'll see in a bit, but his special move nullifies endurance, which is fantastic. But it's not the special move by itself. It's upon activation. So even if you miss your special move for 3 timer counts, you still nullify endurance. So strike arts, blast arts, whatever you gotta do in order to like deal like that decisive blow against the enemy that may have endurance, you'll be able to nullify their endurance. So again, it's upon activation. So if you miss it, you're still fine for 3 timer counts. Okay, let's see. Special skill. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores health by 10% and ki by 50, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit. Inflicts attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received for 15 timer counts. Cancels buff effects. Wow! Activates 3 times. Combo arts, strike arts, blast arts, special move arts, blast armor and charging forward. Wow, that's gonna be powerful. Okay, yeah, it cancels buff effects. Canceling buff effects is one of the best abilities you can ever give to a unit. It's extremely good. So that's really good on top of the fact that it activates 3 times and you're able to follow up after using your special skill with anything. So that's fantastic and adds blast armor. And actually, yeah, this unit doesn't have an ultimate attack. Wow. Okay, well, you don't really see that often. Like, well, I mean, you see it every now and then. Anyway, main ability. Draw a special move arts card next. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 15 timer counts. Cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Requirements, 15 timer counts must elapse. So again, you nullify element factor. You get health and ki. Like you get a special move. Like it's solid. It's a solid main ability. All right, unique ability 1. This is a lot of stuff to go over, but we're almost done. The following effects occur after transforming. Plus 15% to damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Plus 60% to own ki recovery cannot be canceled. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 20 timer counts. Okay, that's good. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, minus 15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 timer counts. Okay. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, minus 20% to special move, ultimate and awakened arts power for 10 timer counts. Okay, that's actually pretty good. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own ki by 30. Applies buff effect. Nullify enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 5 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade. Minus 1 arts card draw speed level for 10 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. Minus 15 to strike and blast arts power for 10 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. Minus 20% to special move, ultimate, and awaken arts power for 10 timer counts. Wow, so you really get a lot of opportunities to just cripple their attack. So they're kind of building him like a tank a little bit. It's weird because he sabotages the opponent a lot while consistently being able to boost himself. So that's actually kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it, but it's going to be good for this unit for sure, especially because like this unit is a melee type. So yeah, we're really gonna have to see how that works. Okay, applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. Plus 15% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies, reduce key effects for 10 timer counts, activates once, activation count resets after character switch. Applies the following effects to self when this character defeats an enemy, activates once. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores health by 10% and ki by 50. Restores vanishing gauge by 100%. Plus 20% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts. Activation count is shared before and after transforming. So again, doesn't matter if you're Super Saiyan or Legendary Super Saiyan, it's the same all around. Now, remember, earlier in the video, I said that this unit boosting like Saiyans is going to be very, very important. And I said I was going to talk about it once we get to it. We're finally here. Unique ability 2. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack. Comboable arts, special move arts, activate string assist. Again, strike cover can follow up with their special move. The following effects occur when changing cover. Restores own health by 15% and ki by 30. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 20 timer counts. Activates 3 times. Reduces enemy ki by 50. If performed against this character's strike or blast arts attack. Nullifies enemies cover change or special actions that activate when changing cover and knocks them back to long range. Activates once. After nullification, activation count resets only once when this character is switched to standby. This is what I was talking about. So, to put things into perspective, this unit has the cover change nullification, or like the cover change counter ability, I should say, that Ultra UI Sign Goku has. Let that sink in. And why is that important? Ultra UI Sign Goku and this brand new LF Super Saiyan Broly are Saiyans. You pair these two together, like on a Saiyan team, if you're able to make something work, and guess what? Cover changing is gonna become a nightmare. So like you start off with like Ultra UI Sign Goku. You're not able to cover change from there, right? And then maybe they activate the first one, right? You throw out the ultimate attack, you throw in this Broly, he goes ballistic, and then afterwards, they try to cover change, he prevents it. And then afterwards, maybe like units on your team start falling, but you have Ultra US and Goku as the last man standing, then you have another opportunity to utilize it. And not only that, it says, after nullification, activation count resets only once when this character is switched to standby, which means that this unit can do it again if you throw him back in. It says only once, but he can do it again. So this unit is gonna be unbelievably annoying. Strong, bulky, gets a lot of like supportive abilities by being able to restore health and restore ki, like nullifying element factors left and right, like blast armor on everything. Like this unit is gonna be crazy, and pairing him with Ultra USI and Goku might make him slightly crazier. That's what I'm afraid of. Okay, the following effects occur if a cover change or special actions are nullified. Restores own ki by 30, cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, deals impact damage. Oh my goodness, his cover change deals damage. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, no, not the cover change, but the cover change counter, right? That deals damage. So if you try to swap and Broly catches you, he's going to deal damage to your units in the process while still being able to combo. Unbelievable, man. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to health restoration for 10 timer counts. The damage from this attack cannot cause the enemy to be defeated. Comboable arts, strike arts, blast arts, special move arts, special move arts. So again, if you try to cover change against Broly, he will nullify that and he will continue attacking the unit that you tried to swap out. Not only that, he completely nullifies health restoration, so you're gonna take massive damage and you're not gonna be able to really recover anything. And not only that, it deals damage. So it's in a sense a stronger version of Ultra USI and Goku's ability, but I don't believe that you're able to trap them in. So I guess after it gets nullified the first time, you can try to swap out again, but we'll see how that works. And then finally, charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they're on the battlefield. Once the unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and applies the following effects to self. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores health by 10% and ki by 30. plus 20% to damage inflicted cannot be cancelled, activates once, plus 30% to damage inflicted for 5 timer counts, applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts. So, that was a lot to break down. A lot of info just for BROLY, right? Insane. Like, I'm actually kind of scared because, again, this unit is bulky. He's able to get health. He's able to get ki. He can stop you from cover changing. He nullifies endurance. Like, this unit, oh, he has blast armor on everything. Like, he's able to follow up with his special skill. Like, this unit has the tools to be an absolute monster. I am terrified right now. Like, I'm actually curious to see like how he's gonna function when he releases. But hey, it is what it is. Either way though, that is pretty much all the new information we got from this reveals and stuff. A lot to go over with BROLY, but this unit actually does sound pretty incredible. But I do want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.